find this very interesting. There are several new filings in the Siders case out of Vinton County, Ohio, where 16 children were found on June 30th. The new filings are regarding Christina Siders and Gary Siders Jr. And now Elizabeth Siders is the only one of these four defendants who has not filed something regarding competency. I want to hear your thoughts on that, but first let's look at what's new. First, we'll go over the new filings from the attorney for Gary Siders Jr. His attorney filed a motion asking for a competency evaluation. The motion states that information had come to the attorney's attention concerning Gary Jr.'s psychiatric condition and questions whether he is presently able to understand the proceedings and effectively assist in his own defense. Now, the motion has a certificate that says this was served on the prosecutor on July 20th, but the filing date is July 29th. There was a disagreement on how much of this information should be made public. Gary Jr.'s defense asked on July 24th for permission to file the competency documents under seal, but the state responded that the basic competency motion should remain public because the motion itself did not reveal information requiring protection. However, prosecutors did not oppose to keeping medical attachments and the eventual evaluation results confidential. On July 29th, the judge denied the request to seal the competency motion and the standard court order, but the judge said private medical exhibits would remain confidential and the completed evaluation report could be sealed or redacted where appropriate. And the judge did grant this competency evaluation. Gary Jr. is to be examined through District 9 at the Southeast Ohio Regional Jail, and the examiner has been ordered to submit a written report within 30 days. Once that report is received, the court will determine what happens next. And then we have the new filings for Christina Siders, who is the mother of Gary Siders Jr. and the wife of Gary Siders Sr. Christina's attorney filed a motion on July 28th asking the judge to modify her current $300,000 bond and release her on her own recognizance. That would come with conditions like GPS monitoring and restrictions on her movement or her communications. The defense describes Christina as 66 years old with no previous criminal convictions, limited financial resources, significant medical needs, and strong family support. The motion also describes her present charges as nonviolent third-degree felonies, and they argue that the state has provided little evidence showing that she personally abused or caused serious physical harm to any of these 16 children. On the same day, July 28th, Christina's attorney filed a motion for a competency evaluation. Her attorney stated there was reason to believe Christina could not fully understand the court proceedings or properly assist in preparing her defense. On July 29th, the judge granted that request. Christina will also be evaluated through District 9, and the examiner has 30 days to submit a written report. The order also pauses or extends the time in which she must be brought to trial while her competency is being evaluated. Regarding the request to modify bond, a decision has not been made on that yet. So as of today, July 30th, 3 of these defendants have requested and been granted a competency evaluation: Gary Siders Sr., Christina Siders, and Gary Siders Jr. The attorney for Elizabeth Siders has not requested a competency evaluation. Bond has been modified for Gary Siders Sr. That happened on July 7th, but that really seemed to be related to some sort of medical emergency where he was taken to the hospital, and we haven't heard much since then. Christina Siders has now requested a bond modification, but there has been no decision made. Gary Siders Jr. has not requested a bond modification. Elizabeth Siders' attorney did request a bond modification on July 8th, but we have not seen a decision from the judge on that. Let me know your thoughts about all of these updates about Elizabeth Siders not requesting a competency evaluation. Do you think that there just are no questions about her competency, or is that a filing that is yet to come? And just like I have said in every video about this case, the most important people in this case are those 16 children that were found. I continue to hope and pray that they are somewhere safe and they are getting all of the resources that they need.